But for those of us just tuning in, I'm Illusion Fox. We're a variety streamer, and we're starting up Hildibrand, the Hildibrand quest line. The Rise and Fall of Gentlemen. An old acquaintance of Wymond is at wit's end, and the businessman would have you help her. Wait. Let's switch to something that's around that level range. Looks like the only thing I've got around that level range is Red Mage. It's fine by me. I hear you've been busy as a bee. Seems half the whispers that come my way relate to your coming and goings. Being the actor type you are, I reckon you'd be interested in investigating some queer rumors, am I right? Before that, let me ask, ever heard of a man named Hildibrand? No. To hear him tell it, he was Eorzea's greatest and most famous inspector. Still can't say I'm surprised you don't know him. To his credit, Hildibrand and his assistant had a knack for showing up when something shady was afoot. As for sussing out the culprits, well, he had his moments, though I hesitate to give him sole credit. Anyway, 5 years ago, he gets it in his head that he's cracked the code of Messiah's 7th verse. Dalamud, the Calamity. All of it can be stopped, he says, as long as he finds the hero of prophecy. And wait, you know it, the hero was named Hildibrand, and was Hildibrand himself. So he flies off towards Dalamud. Aye, that's right, he flew, launches himself straight into the air somehow, ridiculous as it sounds. Of course, it's only logical that he's got to come back down, though it's only recently that we found his body. I had a reason for bringing this up. Ah, right. So Nashu, Hildibrand's erstwhile assistant, has since become an inspector in her own right. At present, she's investigating the queer rumors I mentioned earlier. She's a sweet lass, a bit daft, but sweet nonetheless. So, when I hear she's at wit's end, I want to help. Thing is, I prefer to meddle in the affairs of the living. Zombies are most definitely not my forte. So, if you're willing, I'd be grateful if you would lend her a hand. As for where to find her, she's like to visit Hildibrand's grave in the Lich Yard when she's frustrated. Try looking for her there first. Eastern Thanalan, okay. It's teleporting low, and I'm gonna grab a drink here real quick. I actually feel like having a beer. I've not had a beer in so long, it's not even funny. Probably is not beer to most people's taste, but I do on occasion enjoy a good Blue Moon. Sadly, I don't have any orange to throw in there, but it is what it is. Oh, if only you were still alive, Inspector. You'd know how to stop these zombies. Oh, you're there. Could it be? You've come to offer your services to me. Oh, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nashu, Agent of Inquiries, Extraordinary Inspector. At least that's what I'm trying to be. It's not quite as easy as he made it look. Inspector Hildibrand was a great man, a real Eorzean hero. We traveled the world, me and him, solving cases and thwarting evil. No matter the mystery, you could always count on the inspector to solve it with grace and style. But then there was the final case. The case of the century, he called it. How to stop the Red Moon from destroying the world. To save us all, he flew into the sky and all I could do was watch. But then he came back down and he This is all a joke. A big, funny joke. Right, Inspector? Any moment now, you'll burst out of the ground and shout, "Surprise! Had you fooled, eh?" And, and we'll all laugh and laugh. They say no one remembers the warriors of light. Their names, their faces, all gone forever. But I remember you, Inspector. No. Gentleman Hero Hildibrand. I could never be the hero you were, but I'll do my best to try. I, Nashu, Inspector Extraordinaire, will carry on your legacy. Wrong hand. So I told myself, well, Nashu, there must be a leader, a head zombie who tells the rest what to do. Therefore, all we need to do is kill him. Again, that is. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is or how to find him. But now that you're here, my faithful assistant, you can try the one good idea I've come up with so far. If you go to where these dapper zombies were last seen in southern Thanaland, you might find them, and then you could become their friend and ask to meet their leader. Yes, that's sure to work. I, I don't think that's how zombies work. I That'd be very hard to comprehend, zombies having friends and such things like that. But we can certainly go and try. Not opposed to doing that. Oh, I'm right on top of it. Oh, I got participated in a fate. That's right here. Which means we gotta wait for it to spawn. Well, we can wait a few moments. It shouldn't be too terribly long, I wouldn't think. Well, I say that, and then it'll take like an hour. I don't think that's the right. Yeah, it's not even possibly the right weather. It's like, well, maybe I can go over and try fishing for the helicorpian, Coprian, but the weather's not right for such. So that's out of the question, because I think that's one of the fish I need. Yeah, I don't have a helicorpion. I have the Indoceras. Drop those in there. Well, we can do some other fates in the meantime. No sense in just sitting here waiting. Let's see, that's 30. What do we have closest? Let's work on Dark Knight, because that's closest to 40 at the moment. Maybe by ending some of these fates, we might help speed up the spawning of the one we need at the moment. Looks like there might be another fate over here. Nope, because the one I want just spawned. Well, shit. Well, fine. You want to get involved in this? You're involved. Back to Eastern Thanalan. Did you find the zombies? You did? That's wonderful. I've been busy, too. The head zombie will rue the day he meets me. You'll see. So tell me, what did you learn? Oh, so you weren't able to make new friends. That's a shame, but this parchment. This is the map of the Sigoli Desert. There's a spot marked here in the south, and look, there's something written here. A gentleman is, rather than does. That sort of reminds me of, well, no matter. Let's see where this map takes us. Assistant, onward to Sigoli. I don't think I misread the map. Maybe they're just shy. Though, I say we call out to them and let them know we come in peace, and when the leader shows himself, we strike. That didn't seem to work. Maybe you should try shouting something else. Who summons the gentle dead men? They live, and we hunger. My brothers, lend me your ears. A gentleman does not dine upon his guests. Spare these two fair ladies your mastications. Withdraw, I say, and harass them no more. Up in the sky, look. It's a bird. No, it's an airship. No, it's the inspector. We hear and we obey. That was a bad landing. It is you! It really is you! I knew nothing could kill the great Inspector Hildibrand. Hildibrand? Who is this Hildibrand of whom you speak? My name is Zombiebrand, Devourer of Brains, Undead Overlord Extraordinaire. What are you saying? You're not an undead overlord. You're a gentleman inspector. Inspector? Overlord? Inspector? Overlord? Oh, Inspector, you're just confused is all. Don't worry, I'll knock some sense back into that noggin of yours. Okay. I don't... Sure, why not? Whatever. Stay your hand, my lady. You know not what you do. And my word, the esteemed gentleman you purport me to be, the encompassing force of the blast is more like to liquefy my... If crashing into the ground made you forget, then an explosion of equal force ought to make you remember. I'll save you, Inspector, or I'll kill you trying. See, even you acknowledge the possibility that this plan will result in my... death. Normally I would applaud your ingenuity, Nashu, but I would have preferred that you found a more elegant solution. Ah, he remembers me! Inspector Hildebrand remembers me! Yes, I remember you, my faithful assistant. What I do not quite remember is how I came to be here. Ah, such a wonderful dream. I slew a dragon and... what is this place? And for that matter, who am I? I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have awoken at last. I always knew you'd come back to us. Be it Red Moon or Black Dragon, no fiend is a match for my legendary might. And who might this fine lady be? Could she perhaps be one of my many admirers? Oh, but what is this faint tingling sensation in my arm? This ringing in my ears, this dizziness. Could it be a case? Verily, it could be naught else. Somewhere nearby, dastardly doings are afoot, and only I can thwart them. Copious quantities of sand, unbearable heat. Aha! The Scully Desert. I'd bet my life on it. Which means Oda is but a short trek away. Yes, it all fits. Only that din of inequity could so violently trigger my keen investigator's sense. Fear not, law-abiding citizens. Inspector Hildibrand shall soon deliver you from evil. Beg your pardon, you wish to question me as to the whereabouts of that deviant running about town dressed in rags? Do I look like a reporter for the Mithril Eye? I do not consort with perverts. What? You're looking for a half-naked Highlander that likes to catch criminals? I think I'd remember a thing like that. If you do manage to find this inspector friend of yours, tell him to do something about that goddamn duelist. Me mate's Pa's cousin's kid's best friend lost his blade the other day to that bastard. Sorry, lass, but if it's information you want, you'd be served best by going to Wymond. The only rumors I've heard are those about the weapon thief. Calls himself a duelist or so here, but when you don't allow your opponents to refuse, well... I take it you've dealt with that zombie problem, eh? So do tell, just why were they dressing up like dandies? Wymond, hey, Wymond! That almighty bugger me with a bleeding pearl spear. The dead have risen, and they're walking the streets of Olda. No need for melodrama, my good man. As you can see, reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. It's true, he's not a zombie. I checked. Ah, you do seem to be hale and healthy, which begs the question. How in the seven hells did you survive that fall? Why, question divine providence. What matters is that Eorzea's champion has returned, and that he, and by that I mean I, shall bring this thieving duelist to justice. Heard about that, did you? Might be harder than you think. Even I've got no inkling of that fellow's current whereabouts. Inconceivable. I refuse to believe that the ever-inquisitive, ever-ambitious, ever-reliable Wymond is without a single shred of information, even one of dubious relevance. Well, I make no promises. mind you, but there was some talk of a fair maiden. What said her most? This knave assaulted a young woman as well? The audacity! I should fly to her side at... Why, if it isn't the lady from the Segoli? A serendipitous encounter indeed. Unless you too seek the belligerent duelist. Capital, will be invigorating to engage in a friendly battle of wits. Already the spirit of competition fills me. Come, Nashu, we must away. Damn it, Hildy, I ain't told you the lass's name yet. One believes it would be best if you assisted Inspector Hildebrand with his investigation. Well, you might as well go after him. He'll be disappointed if you don't. The lady in question is named Yellowmoon. She's a woman with a taste for the finer things in life. Safe to say you'll find her getting fitted for something in the Weavers Guild most every day. Good luck with the inspecting inspector. My beloved pure heart was unlike any wand you've ever seen. Elegant, refined, the perfect accessory for any cultured woman. You will bring it back to me, won't you? A priceless possession, callously ripped from the hands of its owner. The lady weeps, and the wind bears her sorrow to his ears. What gentleman could bear this clarion call, not beg the honor of championing her cause? What in the world? I swear to you, here and now, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, will scour all creation from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens for your pure heart. What he said. And you, my fellow servant of justice, I see your instincts are not to be underestimated, having guided you to this fair maiden's side. Now then, Miss Moon, what can you tell us of the theft? Thefts, sir, to be precise. My pure heart was only the most recent item to be taken from me. I'm certain I had it when I left home the other day, after I browsed the latest fashions at Sunsilk and took in a match at the Coliseum, I realized it was gone. So the time and location of the theft are unknown. Essential details, without which we cannot solve the case. There is but one logical course of action. Miss Moon, to coax the hidden clues from your memories, you must reenact the fateful day's excursion. 2 Sunsilk tapestries. Miss Moon, would you be so kind as to describe your visit in detail on the day in question? Nothing unusual happened, but if you insist, I was pondering whether or not to purchase a new dress, when a man approached me and confessed his undying love. What sort of man says that to a complete stranger, I ask you? Naturally, I was taken aback. I dropped my purse in shock, not intentionally, on his foot, and he cried out in pain and fled. If I may be so bold, Miss Moon, what strikes me as a most unusual happening? In any case, it appears to be completely unrelated to the theft. Let us next proceed to the Colosseum and see what you remember. Once again, Miss Moon, if you would be so kind as to tell us what you remember. Well, like before, nothing unusual happened. I felt like gambling that day, and was debating which match to observe, when a gladiator approached me from behind and confessed his undying love. Naturally, I was taken aback. I rolled about and struck the man in the face, with my purse, in shock. Not intentionally, unfortunately. Since I was carrying a tremendous sum of money, my purse weighed about 6 score pounds, and the blow was enough to render him unconscious. 120 pounds! Miss Moon, you are a remarkably strong woman. Which is precisely why you were targeted. Oh, it's so obvious. In hindsight, the thief bore you a grudge. No, it's more than that. He hated you with a passion. There sure are a lot of giant crates in Oda, at the Weaver's Guild, at Sunsilk Tapestries, and here too. These crates are everywhere. I wonder what's inside, but I don't see how we can open... Oh, of course, I still have plenty of explosives here. Why don't you try it? It'll be fun. Okay. This seems like the worst way of doing it, but... At the heart of every crime rests a single unassailable truth, reached only by navigating a web of falsehoods and contradictions. Hearken to me now, for as a shepherd leads his flock, I shall guide you to my irrefutable conclusion. A gladiator professes his feelings only to be rejected and physically assaulted in response. Wounding his pride as a warrior and man, resenting her prowess while recognizing his weakness, he carries out a more feasible vengeance. He robs Yellow Moon of her weapon, the pure heart. Inspector, we found the pure heart. These strange men sneaking around town in wooden crates had it. It's not what you think. We're not thieves. We're devotees. Yellow Moon is our sun and stars. We only wish to keep her safe from harm. And should she misplace an item from time to time, we'd collect it for safekeeping. Nothing untoward. You demons were behind all the thefts all this time? You've been stalking me? What nerve? Such unbridled fury, such righteous indignation. We should be glad to accept the goddess's punishment. Goddess? Devotees? Ah, but of course, that I had you inspect those crates was a stroke of genius indeed. Uh-huh. As I was elucidating but a moment ago, those fiends are obviously the ones responsible for the recent rash of weapon thefts. Those thefts were carried out by a single individual, you imbecile. Lest you've forgotten, the culprit is a duelist. He only claims his victims' weapons after defeating them in single combat. If your powers of observation are as great as you claim, you should have deduced that those buffoons in boxes were incapable of such. I should know. I'm a reporter for the Mithrai. My name is Ellie, and I've been investigating these incidents for weeks. Inspector Hildibrand, gentleman investigator and agent of inquiry, I presume. You're looking well for a dead man. Would you like to meet one of the duelist victims? I'll introduce you with pleasure. You would be willing to share such precious information with me? Your generosity is commendable, Miss Ellie. May this mark the beginning of a long and beautiful friendship. Yes, very good. The name of the man is... Where the bloody hells do you think you're going? I haven't told you anything yet. I suppose since you heard the imbecile's friend, you intend to help him? The man you want to find is an adventurer named Humphrey. At present, he can be found at the Golden Bazaar. With luck, the Code Inspector may find his way there by the time you arrive. If not, then so be it. I wonder what will happen when he discovers that the victim is a perpetrator as well. Excuse me. Hi, I'm Humphrey, and you are? At last, I've caught up with you. You there, young sir. I am told you are a victim of the marauding duelists? Me, a victim? How amusing. You amuse me. True, I was challenged by the duelist not long ago, but where he thought to find a whelp, he found a warrior of light instead. I defended my honor and my blade. See for yourself. You mean you won? That's amazing. Well, it was nothing compared to what I faced at Cartano. Magic Tech to the right of us, Magic Tech to the left of us, stuck in the middle with Master Louis. We were. Core, he was a dab hand with the old magic he was. Tried to save him, of course, but there's a limit to how many giant beasties a man can. That man is no warrior of light. Tell them, Elazar. Tell them how he lost and surrendered a sword that was not his own. Liar, scoundrel, I trusted that bastard with my father's blade. Bade him take it to the smithy for restoration. Even gave him guilt to pay for it. And then he comes crawling back, sniveling and begging forgiveness for losing it in a duel, as if that's enough to set things right. Look at me, you bleeding whoreson. Look at me. Me flowing golden locks are no more. I've gone bald from the stress and heartbreak. I swear to everything holy that you'll face a reckoning if you don't bring her back to me. All right. He beat the shite out of me and took the old man's sword. I used the gil to pay the Cherugian. I have no idea where he or the sword is. What am I supposed to do, huh? I can't give him what I don't have, unless you help me find the sword. That's what you do, right? Help people? Have you no shame? First you claim a legacy not your own, then you beg others to help you with problems of your own making. You will refuse this man, won't you, Inspector? And what of Elazar's flowing golden locks? How will forsaking young Humphrey help the man who he has wronged? We shall begin our search for the sword by questioning the people of the Golden Bazaar. Antique swords. Oh, I haven't the foggiest about that. That traveling merchant, Johnpa, is the one you ought to speak with, assuming he hasn't left. That boy should be ashamed of himself, robbing poor Elazar of a priceless family heirloom. Just goes to show you should never trust an adventurer who claims to be a warrior of light. Thieves and tricksters, the lot of them. It may not be the most honorable solution, but mayhap you should consider giving Elazar a counterfeit blade. If the deception brings him peace in his final days, would it be so wrong? Elazar's sword wasn't much to look at, but at least it was authentic. More than a few collectors have been tricked into purchasing counterfeit relics. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of an ancient sword, at least not of one I can guarantee to be authentic. You see, anywhere as I determine to be dubious origins, I immediately discard in the springs east of Camp Drybone. Although I have no swords for sale at present, I may have disposed of a fashionable similar in design to the one you describe. This presents a quandary. Though I am loath to deceive an honorable man like Elazar, a well-intentioned ruse may put his heart at ease, thus sparing the rejuvenation of his flowing golden locks, whilst we continue to search for the genuine article. Well, if there's a sword in that spring, it won't remain there for long. It's one of the more convenient sources of fresh water for the common folk in Camp Drybone. You should endeavor to be more optimistic, Miss Ellie, like me. I say we search the spring first before declaring all to be lost. She didn't say anything about all being lost. She said we should go search quickly. Hildibrand needs to get his ears checked. It occurs to me that I am not yet fully recovered from my accumulated injuries. It would not be prudent to immerse my body in water. Not without first coating it with a liberal application of salamander oil. That is, indeed, on many an occasion my dearest mother tended my childhood scrapes just so. You understand the importance of physical rehabilitation, yes? You insist me by pouring the oil all over my body. Oh, I already have it. I was like, am I going to have to go get this? Ah, this comforting scent, as though I am a child in her arms. Quickly now, before it dries, knead the oil into my aching flesh. Ah, the pain multiplies manifold. Gently now, gently. Oh gods, oh gods, oh gods. Yes, at last, my muscles slacken and soften. The warmth spreads and the pain becomes pleasure. Right there. Yes, keep doing that, just like that. Yes, now once more, with feeling. Ah, never before have I received such splendid ministrations. Now then, into the spring. You as well, my good woman. You've been productive. Excellent. May I see what you found? No sign of the sword to jump pod mentioned, I see. Ah! Now I'm all wet. What was that anyway? Did something cause you to... Once again, my instincts have guided us to our quarry. That had you search that section of the spring was a stroke of... Inspector, it's bad for your health to conduct investigations in those clothes. I'll go to Ulda and fetch you some new ones. How thoughtful of you. Nashu, while you're there, purchase a few bottles of hair tonic for Elazar as well. The newest, most potent blend you can find. Isn't that wonderful, my friend? Soon all of Elazar's woes will be no more. As promised, I return to you your father's ancient blade. Aye, it is her. Every chip and scratch is just as I remembered. God's bless you, sir. I never expected you would go to such lengths for two strangers without thought of reward. Altruism is a rare trait these days. Tis common enough if you know where to look. A gentleman recognizes the good in every soul and understands that none deserve to be forsaken. Spoken like a true gentleman, though your hermits beg to defer. Inspector, I brought you change of clothing. Also, I bought a supply of tonic from the peddler I met in Pearl Lane. Excellent work, Nashi. If you bring me that case... What the hell? Inspector Hildibrand. There appears to be something lodged in my forehead. Could it be? A missive from an adoring admirer? The author neglected to pen her name. I shall come to claim the collector's blade. Is that supposed to be flattering? No, you. It's supposed to be intimidating. The duelist wrote this. He's daring you to stop him. A challenge for me? Oh, at last the curtain rises. Very well, if I am to duel the duelist, I must dress for the occasion. See the ridiculousness of this. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, accept your challenge. He He's incredible, so bold, so majestic, just like a warrior of light. No, a gentleman of light. He is exceptionally something. Inspector Hildibrand, you look amazing. Hildibrand? This is far from the strongest of swords. Blue skies and the rolling desert. How much longer must I seek the blade of legend? And so that's chapter 1 of the Hildibrand quest lines. Challenge accepted, my worthy opponent. You shall not claim the blade. With my, let us call it his genius, I shall bring you to justice. Wait, you wish to duel with weapons, not wits? This bridge hardly seems appropriate for such an epic battle. Hildibrand will return in the 3 collectors. Hey, I know that sphere. That's the one I found buried with the pumpkins. Buried with the what? Pumpkin sword remind me of... no, it's gone. Never mind. Okay. Well, I say with that, we will end the night with some Island Sanctuary and some roulettes. Just trying to write down the name of what they're calling the next chapter of the Hildibrand quest line. But, first off here, first roulette we should do is Expert. I will be right back.